Bratella! Bratella! It's finally your time. Bratella, it's finally your time. I didn't publicly log shame you the last time because I thought it would be a bit too hard on you, but this time for sure. First off, congratulations. You played very well from what I saw. So well done there. And honestly, I was considering not even doing this because it's probably a little bit boring. But it might be good just to like run through any small errors. Because even when you win, everyone makes mistakes. Even when you BTFO everyone else, everyone makes mistakes. And even when you lose, that doesn't necessarily mean you played that bad, right? So it's good to go through both wins and losses. Just check everything works here. Very good. So I think in this game you completely luck shit. Now let's check your 5 blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You decide to keep the 2-3 over the 5-7. I think that's fine. You did have the 5-6-7 Sunshoku charts, although you wouldn't have a pair. I think I might go for 2-3 here, just to confirm Tanya. But it's not that big of a difference. Music's a bit loud. And what the fuck, you already... Okay, yeah, you luck shit so hard this game. And you get the Timo. Well, I mean, there's nothing to say there, is there? There's nothing to say. Okay. Now, you know what I always say. When you see Itsu, it's a complete fucking bait. You will not win this hand. Right? Itsu is a cursed Yaku. It's actually cursed. You will not win this hand. Right? I predicted it. I predicted it in the pad and I was completely correct. So look what happens. Look how cursed this fucking Yaku is. You get the confirmed Itsu, you Dama on the 5, so I think that's totally fine. Right, we can Dama 1 turn to wait for a upgrade. If you had Dama'd, would he have pushed... sorry, if you had Richi'd, would he have pushed though? That's something to consider. So you Richi here. Does he push 7? Maybe not. Probably might do the 3. Yeah. And then pawn this without any fear to get into Tenpai. Right. So I don't necessarily dislike the Dama. It's just that when we Richi, especially early Richi, which you're going to experience a lot actually in the next game, it applies a lot of pressure. And it might have been the case that this guy does not get into Tenpai with the pressure of the Richi. I mean, who knows? But that's something to consider, right? Early Richis are just super powerful. But I totally understand the Dama. And see, here as well, I'm not sure... He might have also gotten Tenpai. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then we chase. And then, I mean, this is fine, right? Because you should have already Richi'd. No, sorry. You should push this. You have 2 Itsu, it's 3 Han. This is half Suji, it's good enough. You've got 1 open, this guy's pushing into you, right? It's kind of whatever. And then this guy immediately Tsumos. Okay, so it's like an interesting situation. I think the Dama here is totally fine. Right, but it did actually have major implications for the rest of the round, even though it was only two draws. Is this chase fine? I think this chase is fine, honestly. You just go for it, right? It's only east. You have your dealer turn. You are in the lead, so you can like chase a little bit, right? I think that's totally fine. Anyway, let's carry on. I mean, maybe if you put it into a bot, it would say Insta-Richi. I don't know how bots think. 3 for 5. One thing I noticed is that you keep your honors a lot during these games. And there are times where I think you keep them a bit too long. Probably more in the next game, though. Fine. This is Suji. Fine. Honors are Genbutsu. Especially if you have 2. Lamau. You don't have anything better though, and it's not worth pushing these 9s into it. So very good. Right, this is why I like watching your games a lot better. Because it's like when you're watching like Fox or something, you just have no idea if they're gonna deal it or not. It's like nerve-wracking. But at least when I watch you, it's like, okay, he's probably not gonna deal into something like unprovoked. Like he's not gonna just randomly drop the 8, so yeah, I mean, again, nothing much else to say. That's the thing with wins, right? If you just luck shit the entire round, there's not much else to say. But it does get much more interesting in game 2. Here you have 3 Dora, and it is nice actually to keep at least one of these to be able to call and speed up this hand. These are worthless. Yeah, okay, these are fine so far. We keep those. We keep these 2 just for speed. I don't like the 7 though. We chi this. We're kind of committed to Tanya now. Why do we discard the 7? You could get another 6, right? Your floating one's a 9. The East and the Chun. Right. I think just chuck the 9 here. Confirm the Tanyao. If you don't, yeah, 9's definitely best choice here. Second best is East because it's +2 here. Third best is Chun. And then this is like, yeah, this is connected to this, right? So you count your blocks: 4, 5, 5, 5, 7, 8, 8. This 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't really want to discard this yet, so we'll call this your potential 5th block, or this is your potential 5th block, right? If you break this, you're actually breaking the block, so you lose the 6-pin acceptance. So a bit of an error there, not so good. Yeah, this is good now. Alright, so this is kind of what I mean by holding these honors a little bit too long. So ideally, this would be blocked just yet. Right, your 5th block is either this or one of these 2. But if you draw the 6 here, you can look at this shape as a 4-5 roundman and a 5-6 roundman. Right? So you draw the 3, you have the 5-6 roundman waiting for you. You draw the 4, you have, you know, the 4-5 and so on. So actually, getting rid of this is like you're jumping the gun a bit too much, and you're keeping these for too long. Right? Also, the longer you keep these, the more dangerous they become, because then it's more likely that other people have like a pair or something. Right? So let's pretend we get to the end of this row. Are you gonna chuck these into here? It's risky. It's risky, assuming that none haven't come out. Right? It is risky. So this, not quite good there. And you also, another thing is you feed. Right? If you feed all these good tiles, especially to someone who's been cheating a lot, that can, I mean, you're speeding up his hand as well. And here we finally get it, right? So you should have done this with the other 7. So you've actually fed this guy 2 tiles because you wanted to keep these honors. You kept them for too long. Too long. And that's actually a recurring theme. Here we get rewarded with the Ryanman. And oh my fucking god, I remember this hand. What a clusterfuck. Jesus Christ. Okay, we pawn into Tenpai. That is totally fine. That is totally fine. Even against the Ricci. Right, 7 is okay. We've got the 9, 8, 8. It's like, alright, he cut up the 5, he cut the 6. Like, what are the odds he's waiting on a 7? Right, as for these guys, well, we know this guy's Honitsu, right? This guy could be anything, but it doesn't seem like it's probably not that big. All the Dora are out. So we're totally fine pushing the 7. This is really risky. I mean, this guy just doesn't give a fuck about this Chinitsu, but we have some interesting going-ons here. The 5-pin can't... Look, this is a good can. Right? Your Tenpai, you can get Rinshan. It's completely safe here. Right? It's not going to deal in here because, you know, Chinitsu and, like... he didn't call Ron on this before. And then he Tsumagiri, so like it's completely safe. It's a good con. It's a good con. And then you get like a safe. Oh, it's not safe, is it? Okay, this this is a bit sketchy to hear, but luckily, if North does deal in here, it's only +2, right? It's only a Bakahon probably. So at least this doesn't deal into Chinitsu. So I'm totally fine with you pushing this. And absolute state. I'm not going to talk about it because he's not on my team, so I'm not going to make fun of him. But very interesting. And here we get another very interesting round. So I like this preemptive pawn. We just rush it out. 8. I think I would have kept the 8 here. Cut the 9. There's potential. It gives better chance of Honitsu, right? Because your 6-9 shape is one of the worst shapes in terms of acceptance. Here you cut it now. Yeah, so you missed the Penchan there for the Honitsu. It's not really a big deal. Fuck Penchans, right? These are decently good floating blocks, so you're not too worried about that. It's not that big of a backfire. And you get the Dora Kanshan, that's very nice. We cut the east now, good. 6 is fine because you do have the Sanshoku chance. I like it. And then we give it up for the better shapes. That's totally fine. We do of course keep this for the dream. And now we cut this, fine Sakigiri. We get the Honitsu upgrade. So overall looking very good. 2 here. Yeah, I'm just thinking which is a bit safer. Just optimize your safety a bit. Okay. So, you know, it's happening, boys. It's happening. And we get the pawn as well into Tenpai. Okay, so we've actually had quite a few chances at Yakuman over the league. We've had like 3 or 4. None this close, however. We've been Ishanten quite a few times for Yakuman. But none this close. And, well, total saber death. And you know what they say? You never look at the wall. But I always look at the wall. And luckily enough, it was actually dead walled. Right? So you wouldn't have won it anyway. But you actually would have sumoed next turn. So total non death. Fucker. Oh, what happened here? Oh, the Kyushu Q high. Wait, what happened? Ah, yeah, fair enough. Anyway, move on. This could be Chitoi, might be Tanyao if you force the 1-1s, but I don't think that's particularly good just yet. Okay, if you're going for Chitoi, I think it's fine. If you are going for a normal hand, then you can consider this or the 3-man. I don't know. It could. If you're going for Chitoi, then I understand it. But you know what they say, the Suji tiles are easier to pair up, right? If you follow schizo theory. Also, if you're going for Chitoi... Oh, this is dead, never mind. I'm retarded. Oh my fucking god! I hate Toy. Ah, okay. you actually go for this a lot, Bratella, and it's not necessarily wrong. But I think it's really, like, what's the word? It's really committal. The reason being, one of your pairs is a terminal. So you can never switch to Tanyao if things go, let's say, a bit wrong. You can never switch to Tanyao if one of your pairs is a terminal. That's why I don't particularly like this. Right? If you're calling, do you discard the 1 pin here? Am I just getting beat? No. So you are kind of really committing hard for Toy Toy, but I don't like it. It's too committal. If these were like 2 pins, then I'd be, let's say 3 pins, then I'd be like totally fine with it. But it's too committal because you're going to be stuck on Toy Toy at some point. You'll never be able to transition to Tanya or anything for more flexibility. That's why personally, like, I would be discarding the 1-1 here, so that the base is Tanyao and the upgrade is Toy Toy. Right now, your base is Toy Toy, and there's no upgrade. There's only there's upgrade to Sankan. Sankatsu. There's only downgrade to 0, right? So I don't like it with the terminal pair. And you are kind of hard committing to it, which I respect. Look, I respect it, but right, this could have been 3-4. This could have been 6-7. Right? It's a bit too much, And now what? Right? Oh, of course, and you actually do win this hand, so you BTFO me, but still, Okay, so this is a good switch, right? You switch to this, holding the Tanki, and then you basically just Sumagiri until you find it, right? Yeah. Okay. So, okay, I got BTFO'd once again, right? You do actually manage to get into Toy Toy Tenpai with this. I guess I didn't consider that, right? It was like Tanyao, upgrade to Toy Toy, and I said it was... So it's actually this. You Toy Toy, you downgrade to No Yaku, and you upgrade to Dora 3. So, I mean, listen, you can't really predict these kind of things, right? You just lucked out getting this shit. You really just lucked out getting this shit. Like, I don't think Toy Toy is like a correct force here, but it worked out for you, so I don't give a fuck. Like I say with Fox, right? As long as your defense is perfectly fine, I do not give a fuck how like crazy your offense is. Right? It works for Fox, just forcing Chinitsu every hand, and he has good defense, so like I can't say shit because I just get BTF all the time. And in your case, right, your defense is good as well, and you force this Toy Toy, which I would never do, but it works out for you anyway. So I get BTFO'd. I mean, he deserves it for cucking our Shosangen, so I don't feel sorry for him. And we carry on. Nice Tanyao hand. So you cut the Pinchan early. Yeah, you had a choice of 2 Pinchans. This... And you choose this one because you got baited by the Itsu. And you know what I say about Itsu. Right, you know what I say about Itsu. You know what I say about Itsu. It's completely cursed. Completely cursed. Absolutely the most cursed Yaku in existence. But it doesn't look like you're going to win this, so we do have to be a bit careful. 2 calls is Tenpai, right? 2 calls is Tenpai, and we don't really have anything worth pushing that much. You get punished again. It's not really a punish, like, right? Because it's nice to have. Actually, this is nice to keep because you don't want to feed this. Itself, it is Yaku into 2 calls. So good. I like that you've kept this for now. and then you immediately discard it, so I get B2 filled. Like, if you can see yourself discarding this, you just discard it right now. Also, 3, 5, 6 is not that bad of a block. Now you have 1, 2, 3 here, 4. You have 5, so you have a floating 6, floating south, and the 1-2 pin charm, which is complete garbage, right? Because it baits you into Itsu. Again, what do I always say about Itsu, right? Itsu's complete garbage, Yaku. So, sure, the 3 is floating. However, if you draw like the 4, you can replace it with this shitty Pinchan. Right? So, if you draw the south here, I think you either discard it right now or just hold on to it if you're scared of this. In the end, though, we get a small backfire, it doesn't really matter, and then we do eventually drop it. So this is even worse now, because he's dropped the 6. He's dropped the Dora. What does that mean? That means Tenpai. Now he's not in Tenpai, but you should expect him to be. And so this could have easily dealt him to, like, it's not that big of a hand, probably. But now he's definitely in Tenpai, right? So small things like that. Now we should be playing much, much safer. So we do not discard... I think we should avoid Sozu and the off chance that it is Honitsu, but it's probably not. Right, because he's got these. So it's probably not Honitsu. And he discarded... He discarded the Dora here. So it's actually a little bit hard to tell what he's winning on. Because after he pawned, he discarded this. It's kind of like, can't really tell what he's waiting on. 8 here seems fine. Okay, maybe that Dora could have indicated something, I don't know. Here we get 8 again. Okay, good. So we're kind of playing a bit safer now, which is great. White is alright. And south is... 8 is... Okay. So we're actually like kind of folding now, which is impressive. It's good. And so someone else gets rond as well. This is good, right? So... point situation. I mean, it's not ideal that this guy rond, but at least we didn't deal in. That would be the worst case scenario. Let's continue on. South 4. We just want to end this. So what's the fastest possible way to end this? Do we keep this? You're keeping this as kind of a safe tile. So you have 1 block here, floating 8. 2 blocks, 3, 4, and the pair of 1s, and a floating 4. Do we care about safety? Yes, because the deal-in does probably get us 2nd place. Do we care about Dora acceptance? Probably. Because we don't want to discard Dora and have someone cheer it for the value. Do we care about 4-pin? Probably, it's a good floating block. You know what, I can see the 8. I think personally I would have just gone for this, because like it's a good hand. You can get into Tenpai with it. So I would go max efficiency, but seems fine. Okay, very good. In the end, it didn't really matter. But you do draw the Dora here. I think it's fine in this case to just Sakigiria. I think when I was watching, I was like, wait a minute, could he have kept this to accept the Dora? But now that I have a closer look at it, it's like, okay, probably not. Here we keep this, cutting the pair. I think that's fine now. Because you have 3 Renmin blocks. And you have confirmed pair here. I think it's totally fine to cut this preemptively. Keep 2 safe tiles. Yeah, so I actually quite like this. Right. As long as you don't deal in, it's probably good. Because if this guy Tsumos or Rons, we do get a repeat, but we don't lose placing. The only thing bad that can happen is if we get Rond from anyone, or this guy Tsumo's a big hand. Which, spoiler alert, he does Tsumo. But we'll see what happens. But I kind of like keeping the 2 safer tiles here. And that's just kind of unlucky. But we actually don't care, right? We don't care about value at all. We just want to end the game. We just want to end the game and secure our first place. Good. And I think what happens is we just can't draw the Renmin anymore. Now, is it dead? 5. There's 2 6s, so that is kind of weak. It's actually pretty alive. I think it's just unlucky that a lot of the 9s and 6s were stuck in people's hands. Five is fine. Alright, we just push for the Renmin here. Push to fill the Renmin. Okay, here we get a Ricci. This is where your safe tile comes in handy. Good. Okay, so what do we do in this situation? He's only 4.9k away from us, right? And he's hit the Ricci. Now, the problem is, this is probably enough to overtake us. In all likelihood, you can't see the hands, it's probably enough to overtake us, both on Ron and Sumo. So what do we do? What do we do? It's actually fine to push against this because we're not in any danger of falling to 3rd or anything. That's assuming we do get into Tenpai though. It's actually kind of fine because it's most likely that if this guy wins, we get 2nd place. Right? Just because the point difference is so small. I think he only needs like 2 Han. 2 Han direct Ron. 3, I think 3 Han Sumo is probably enough. 3 Han Ron is probably enough. I don't know, I can't count food. So, you know, we kind of are incentivized to, if we're in a position, push a bit against this. We do discard the 1 here. That's totally fine because we can switch the 8 as our pair. So this is a good Mawashi. Then the 1 again. That's totally fine. Right, so we don't want to completely hard fault. We don't want to like discard the 7 right away or something like that. Not that there's anything better. Okay, 1 pin. Yeah. Here I don't like, right? We're giving up too much. We have these safer tiles. We do need to fight a little bit. We can't just fully fold this. But are the 9s dead? I mean, even if they are, you could get into Tenpai waiting on dead weight. So, yeah. We do want... This is completely safe. We do want to be able to fight if we get into the position. Here is fine. Okay, so we do get around, and we're just lucky, right? You're just lucky that it was Ricci Nomi. So overall, though, played really, really well. I don't think there's any major mistakes at all from what I could see. Now here, let's pretend it had been 1. Oh fuck, need to play this again. I just kind of want to see what would have happened if he hadn't have dealt in, and how we should have played, assuming that. So, 5 man, let's assume it wasn't. We get the 5 so here. The E so probably wouldn't have dealt in. Then we draw the 2. Do we push 2? Yes, it's safe. 5 so, Q so, 5 so, and then we get the 5 man. 5 man. 5 man, we actually can accept it. So if this was the 7 as it should have been, could we have gotten into Tenpai? We could have gotten into Tenpai discarding 8. Yes. And we should have discarded 8 because it's pretty much guaranteed safe. Look at all these tiles surrounding it. Okay? So actually, actually this was a big mistake. Because let's assume that it goes to Ryukoku and it's no 10. Then it becomes 3,9,600. 3,9,500, right? You would lose by 100 points. You would lose by 100. I think that's correct. If it went to Ryukoku and he got 3 sticks plus the Richi, I'm not sure. I don't really know how this ruling works. But I'm just guessing, right? It could have been possible, I think. You lose by 100 points. And that brings up bad memories from our very first game, doesn't it? Brings up very bad memories. Okay, so yeah. Assuming this guy didn't deal in, we would have actually had the chance to end the game in Tenpai by discarding the E-pin and discarding the 8th man, leaving the 7-8 round man, both of which were pretty much guaranteed safe. Alright, so you're lucky that that didn't happen, but it was a possibility. Anyway. That didn't take too long at all. How nice. Usually these things take like 90 minutes. Holy mahjongers. But the third game is a little bit more interesting. Because we don't luck shit. And instead we have to keep up with all the luck shitting. Okay. I like this better. Because this is +1 to everyone, this is +1 to you. Anyway, very small difference. Very, very small difference. Which never matters in the end. So I always waste time talking about it. And I should just be looking at better things. Very nice shapes. Ryangkan, block, Ryangmin, pair. Here we discard the Ryangkan for what? No! No, Bratella. Okay, this is wrong, right? You have the Ryangkan. Remember, guys, Ryangkan is as good as a Ryangmin. Right? 1-3-5 accepts 8 tiles. 3-4 accepts 8 tiles. Ryangkans are good shapes. Do not break them until you have to. Here you either discard the 2 or the 8. Yeah, so you break your Ryangkan shape. This is like breaking a Ryangmin, right? Would you cut the 4 from a 3-4? No, of course not. So you either pick which side of the Ryangmin to wait on. I don't think it really matters which, but... Right? No, incorrect. Incorrect. You get bailed out, you fucking luck shitter. Okay, and this is the correct one because 2 3s are out, so you pick this Ryangkan. You're actually such a luck shitter. If you had drawn 4, then I would be angry. This doesn't matter. 9 is fine. Could you have It's okay. This accepts Dora, so I think that's fine. But there was the Jun-chan possibility. And you know how much I love Jun-chan. Although it's probably, a very slight possibility. And Ririchi. So this is actually Nakasuji. So I don't dislike it actually. The 7s are 2 gone. So it's not that bad. However, I don't know if you missed that this is a Sunshoku. I don't know whether you missed that or not. But it's very ironic, isn't it? considering things that have happened. I don't dislike it though. But, you know, 4 is also a Suji trap, right? I get that there's only 2 left, but I think we should go for value here. I mean, I'm sure you just missed it, so whatever. And surprisingly enough, it does matter because it feeds this guy a call, but I don't know what happens. What happens? This guy Timmels again. Oh no no no! Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Bit unfortunate that you didn't win it, but considering you missed the Sun Chakra, I guess it's kind of deserved. I don't know. Here we're forcing Honitsu. It's okay. Personally, I would go for a more standard hand, cutting these, but if you want to go for it, go for it. Honitsu is the Lakshita hand. Sorry, I mean Chinitsu. And this is it does allow you to pawn the north, so that's totally fine, I guess. East, southwest. Ooh, what happens here? Richi. Luckily, we just managed to Sakigiri it. Okay. Now what? We have a lot of honors, so it's actually pretty safe. Very good. That's one of the benefits of Honitsu. Is that it's actually pretty safe, assuming you have a lot of honors. So you can actually fold it very easily. So Honitsu is both a great offensive Yaku and a great defensive Yaku. Chanta is a bad offensive Yaku, but a great defensive Yaku. And Itsu is bad for both. Tanyao is a great offensive Yaku, but a bad defensive Yaku. Well, yeah, it's not so good. It's a little bit risky in some sense. Okay, nice Penfu looking hand. Hold on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. You confirm the pair. I think it's too early to do that. Right. 1, 2. We can keep the floating 2 here just in case of E-Peiko, so I approve of that. Then we have the 2, 2, 3. Then we have the 5, 6. And floating 8, floating 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't cut this block so early. You keep it to strengthen it. And right, you don't cut your blocks. You don't weaken your blocks until you have all your blocks confirmed. So it's definitely 8 here, or the 8 man. Right, so your floating tiles are 8, 8, and 2. This is not floating. This is part of like a incomplete block. And this is floating because you wouldn't use it in a 5-6 roundman anyway. So keeping this is good because there's E-Peiko chance. I think 8 is probably better because you could draw 7 here and extend the shape. Could draw the 4, so on and so forth. Especially since you have a 3, right? So 3, 5, 6, 8. You draw the 7. Suddenly you have 3, 4 kanchan with the 2, 2 pin. Right, or you draw the 4 or something. Even if you draw like, I don't know, 5, you can get 5, 6 and 3, 5. Anyway, it's just not the best. Okay, but you get rewarded for it. Fuck you. I think 8 is still better here. Sakigiri. I don't know, it doesn't matter at this point. Fuck you. Keep getting BTFO'd. But I think that's correct anyway. Anyway, whatever. And you deal in. Unlucky. It was a good Richi. 4, 7. Yeah, not much you can do about that, eh? We are so unlucky, bros. And we're last place. That's fine. Right. I think one of the things, it's good to be last place at times. Right? You train your mentoru. Because last place is not hopeless. Even if you haven't won a single hand the entire round, which you haven't, right, just be patient. There's no need to give up hope. There's no need to despair. Just be patient. Just be patient. And wait for a good hand to come your way. Right. Keep playing correctly, fold correctly, do your basic, don't go too out of the way in various yaku or whatever. If you're behind, just play as normal. Play as normal. And you've done a good job of that here. So you've played very standard, that's fine. Just unlucky that it didn't win. And we still have 5 more rounds. 5 more rounds to eventually get a hand. Right? And that's probably going to happen. We're probably going to win at least one. And we just hope that it's a good one. Again, we're kind of forcing Honitsu here, but I don't like it. Right, 7 is a very nice tile, and you're greeting too much for these. Right, west has no value, south has no value, north has no value. Right, this is just like really inefficient. You actually have a very nice like pin through hand, probably. Even Sanshoku, 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku. You can draw a 6 here, 5, 6. So there's no reason to greed this hard for like Honitsu. Especially when you have like this Dora here. These are good shapes. 7 is very good. This E-pin isn't actually doing anything for your Honitsu hand. So this is you don't even need to consider this as your Honitsu. Right? This is a beginner noob trap. Beginner noob trap to force Honitsu every hand. Right? Your last place, Honitsu is kind of shit. It's like +2. Right? What would this hand be if you didn't call it and you just Richi'd it? It'd be Richi plus this Dora. Right? Okay, maybe you wouldn't get a Richi because you pawn this. So let's say you get double East. Right? And then you get Sanshoku is +1. And then you keep this Dora, which is +1. Even if you didn't get Sanshoku, when you force Honitsu, it's just 1 extra, right? You trade this Dora for 1 extra Han, but in the process you've discarded this really nice Ryanman and this nice 7 man for acceptance. So it's not good keeping on to all these like really useless honors. It's not good. It's the Honitsu noob trap. I mean, you keep the 4 here now, which is nice. You were given another chance, but okay. Like really, you don't need these. Look, they're already dead as well. And you don't need safe tiles, right? Because you are dealer, you are last. You have to push. You don't need safe tiles in this space. Get fucking wrecked. You retard! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my, it's over for you. I mean, there's 2 9s out, so well, fucking look at this. Absolutely punished. Absolutely punished. I mean, this is not bad as well. You draw the 7, you can get a floating 5, which you draw a 4, you get a 4/5. Right, there's no reason to keep this. No reason to keep both this. You don't need 2 safe tiles. You don't need 2 safe tiles. You can get away with 1. Especially as last place. Last place, you need 0 safe tiles. You just push everything. I mean, this is fine. It probably wasn't a block anyway. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Good chi. Good chi. And good. Okay, okay. I mean, this is actually... You probably might as well discard it now because of what you did here. But yeah. If you don't win this, you deserve it. I can't remember what happens, but if you don't win it, you deserve it. Okay, good skip. Oh no, it's not looking good for us. This is whatever, doesn't matter. We just get into Tenpai for our dealer. We just get into Tenpai. Forso's fine. What is this? Were you scared of dealing the 2? What is this? A bit loud. Why would you discard the 5 over the 2? It is canned. It's probably safer, right? 3-4 could be a weight here. That 5 would also deal into that. I mean, I guess it doesn't deal into 6-7 anymore, but why bother? All the 7s are out. This deals into like a Dora Tanki, an Akatanki. I don't see any reason to do this. Oh, I guess the 6s are dead. The 5 is still more dangerous, right? You know what? Fine. Fine. I can see it. I can see it. And then we just... Yeah, okay. I think he could have won this hand. I think he could have won this hand if he hadn't loved these wins so much. That is a problem you have. You love these wins too much. Even when they're not good. Right, the classic Honitsu bait with 3 different wins and you never get any of them and you don't win the hand. Right, let's look at it again, right? Is this a Honitsu hand? No, it's not a Honitsu hand. What you do is you discard these 3 and then you draw 2, 3, 4 Man and Richi, right? No reason to force Honitsu. Okay, here we get another one. Here we get an interesting hand. In this case, I think it's fine. Because, right, you have your blocks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have the, what's the word? You have the luxury of greeting for some value in this specific case. But that's fine. I mean, 8 probably wasn't the best because you miss out on potential Sanshoku, but again, I always say that. Potential Sanshoku, but it never actually happens. But again, we're falling into kind of the same trap. Right, we're discarding like middle tiles to keep you these honors. When you get up to this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, you need a 5th block, right? What's more likely? You keep the 3 and you draw any of the 5 different tiles, which turn it into a block, or you like get one of these dragons. Like, sure, there's a very, very small chance of Daisungen, but I would say, so you keep this, you get rid of one of these 2 for the 3. I mean, honestly, it's kind of whatever. If you want to play it this way, then fine. It's not as bad as the previous round. And the previous round was like very bad. However, it's not as bad here to greet it. Especially if you want to consider this your final block. Okay, okay. I like how this is going. Good, good, good. I like how this is going. Great, 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 great. And we just have to find our Yaku, our Chun. Okay, so we have 2 calls here, with 2 Dora. This is a potential Honitsu. He cheats 7, cuts 6. It's a potential Honitsu, so we should be wary of it. Do we discard East here to go on the Atozuke? I think it should be fine, right? There is an East out. Okay, we cut 7, discard 6, so potential Honitsu here. 2 calls is Tenpai. Potential. East is once discarded. Mm, I respect it, but you are last. I think just push it here, but I do respect it. Right, playing a little bit safer. Now we know it's not because he Tadashi'd a 7 so it's not Henitsu, but it's probably like Tanyao Dora, maybe 2 Dora. So let's assume 3 hand dealer. So you definitely don't want to deal into it, but it's not Honitsu. 6 is fine. Okay, that's perfect for us. Perfect for us, right? I think you played a bit safer, and even though you didn't actually have the deal in tile, it was like kind of a correct mindset to be in. All right, that's very good for us. We're so back. We're not last place. And how did we get back in 3rd place? By doing absolutely nothing. Let's go. I mean, that's what you have to do, right? If you're last place, just play smart, play safe, push when you have to, and luckily someone else pushed into it and got themselves BTFO. So now we're very happy that we're not last place. Even though that could change very easily, it's still important to not be in that position. Here to Ricci, what do? We just play very simple, very principled, right? Good fold. We don't need to push. Don't really have that good of a hand. We don't need to push. We're not last place, so there's no pressure on us. Short would be good, and now we're completely out, right? We're completely out. 7. Perfect. We are completely out of here, and great, let's go! Last place Delton again. That gives us an even more secured 3rd. We love to see that. Right? You don't have to win to not lose. You don't have to win to not lose. You just have to not lose to not lose. Right? Right. In order to not lose, you don't have to win, but you have to not lose. Anyway, good. This guy gets quite lucky throughout the round, though. How did this guy get a lead? He just lucked it as well. Swarm. Yeah. I mean, nothing much he can do about that. However, pardon me, I think we do get a bit of a resurgence. It might have been possible. Before we get to that, let me just check this round again. I think he could have won this round. if he hadn't have done that. So that actually might be the difference between you and 2nd place. We'll take a look. I've lost myself. Where am I? He sumoed a... what did he do? He sumoed a... Itoye? Okay. I think that might have been the difference. I think maybe you could have got 2nd this game. If you had played that one... If you had not played that Honitsu hand. So... We're getting into a nice little... I mean, it's kind of valueless. We do have to reach you to give it any value. But this is all fine. Getting there. There's 2 better here. I feel like 2 is actually not that bad. Hold on, let me check. You draw 3. 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 8. Keep the 3, you can get 3, 4, 5, 5, 6 with the 8, 8, cutting this on the shunt pawn, but you have 3 pairs. Okay, you look at it like this, so you don't have 3 pairs, you have 2 pairs. I don't think this is correct, right? I don't know. I don't think this is correct. I don't know. This is too hard for me. Hold on. Let's use our handy dandy efficiency tool. 3, 5, 5, 6, 8, 8. Pin 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 9, 9. So okay. 3 pin, what did you discard? 2, so yeah. It's slightly better. 3 pin, eh? Slightly better. Because, I mean, it depends on what tile's in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the end. It actually doesn't matter. But pure efficiency wise, 3 was slightly better. But I don't think it actually matters. It's not that big of a difference. What is this? You're confirming Epeiko, holding a floating 7. This is Cheetoy? Fair enough. If it's Cheetoy, I approve. Cheetoy. I mean, I still would have cut 7 for Cheetoy, right? Unless 4 was dead. Not too sure what's going on here. Why are you keeping 7? Safe tile? Here's the beginning of the Cheetoy chance. Then, why do you keep 7 here? It's because of Dora? And I'm just thinking, because 7 is the obvious discard, right? Why do you keep this? Is it just for Dora acceptance? I mean, I feel like 4 is bad, because you can still pivot into a normal hand if you keep the 4. And then 7 here, you keep the 2, 3. Oh, 2, actually 2 is bad for Cheetoy, so yeah. Then what, the 1? 1 is bad for Cheetoy, fine. I mean, 7's once out as well. 7, like, should swap here, right? 7 can get you back into a normal hand, potentially. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure why. I don't think probably wouldn't matter in the end, but it is what it is. Yeah. I'm not sure your reasoning, but it doesn't actually matter. Like, I don't the 7. It's not that bad. Okay, so we get the Ricci on the 3. And what happens? Nothing happens. Oh, fuck, I remember this rigged hand. Jesus Christ. We're so lucky. We're so lucky he didn't deal into that. And he folds as well. That's the power of Ricci, boys. You Ricci to get... Ricci is for Tsumo. Right, Mahjong is a game of Tsumo. You don't Ron. I mean, you can Ron, but Ron is not the goal. You only Ron retards. Right? When you Ricci, you want to Tsumo, because you get that +1. You don't want to Ron. You want to Tsumo. You get that +1. And then you get the others to fold. Ricci is so powerful. You insta-slam the Ricci button almost every single time. How's your efficiency here? Fine. There is nothing worse than a bad Dama. However, bad Riccis are kind of acceptable. Bad Damas are really, really bad, but bad Riccis are like not as bad. Anyway, we just fold here, right? We don't want to be in danger of knocking down to last place because they are in range, right? Mangan range. We do not want to play too aggressive into this. 7 pin is good. Eight so is not safe, but did you have anything better? This is actually a tricky situation, right? because you don't really want to push into this, and you definitely don't want to push into this guy if he's in Tenpai, which he might be. I'd say there's a 50-50 chance at the end of the second row with one call. So it's a difficult situation. But also our hand is looking decent. So what do we discard here? 4 so. 4 pin. That does completely destroy our hand. When did this 8 come out? Wasn't. It came before the Ricci. You discard 8 man here, which wouldn't completely destroy your hand. 4 pin would destroy your hand. 4 so is Nakasuji and would destroy your hand. 8 so is close to Dora, but there's 2 out. I don't like this. There's no reason to push this. I mean, you are Ishanten after you push it though. And you push this, you're an Ishanten. But do you want to chase? I mean, there are 2 Doras out. So if you are a Mangan away from last. But even if you get hit by a Mangan, you're not last. There are 3 sticks on the table. 3 6s out. Okay. Sure. I would not have been able to calculate that in game. Right, that's something you have to do after the game. But now that I've seen everything, I'm like, sure. Like, I think in this position I would have folded. But I respect the push, right? I think that's just like my base instinct is to fold it. But actually, that's probably the wrong decision here. Because 8 does seem like actually a reasonably safe cut. Because of the Bakyo. Okay, very good. We get Genbutsu. And we get a Ricci. Do we just chase here? Or do we Dama? Anyone else who's not Bratella, team. Anyone else who's not Bratella, you just insta Ricci. But if a Bratella and maybe Yokai as well, we should think about this. Do we Dama this? 9s are dead. So 9s are dead, so it's unlikely that someone will discard a 9 and will be in Furitan. But there's no 6s at all. And he Ricci'd on the 8, so I'm going to guess that there's like 1 6 here at least. And I'm going to guess that there's like a 6 in each of their hands. So there's 1 6 in the wall. And there's 1 9. I'm going to guess that the 9 is in the wall as well. Right, so I'm going to, just by the back here, I'm going to guess that there's 1 6 and 1 9 in the wall. And we have 4 drawers. But we are pushing for first, right? I mean, pushing for second. Dama's probably too passive. And it doesn't even increase the win rate. Because no one's going to discard 6 into here. They might if it's Nakasuji, but I don't think so. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Just slam that shit and get lucky. Just slam it and get lucky. I don't think we do though. But I approve. Oh fuck you, Tsumoda, let's go! It paid off, my man. And it's a Mangan. Okay. Let me see. There was 1 6 here. No 6 here. No 6 here. 2 6s in the wall. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Now that we've seen the wall, is it still a good Ricci? I mean, we don't need to see the wall. We don't need to see the wall. Just slam that shit, and now we're in second place. Let's go. The gamble paid off. However, I think something unfortunate happens here. I can't remember what though. 7. Cut to here. There's a potential chitoi. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chitoi Ishanten. Is it Ryanshanten? I don't know. Ishanten. Wrong! Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Bad, bad, bad. Okay, this is fine. It didn't matter in the end. Alright, I got BTFO'd again. So be it. That still wasn't correct. You should have discarded 2 so and then 7 to keep the chance of Chitoi alive. Okay. What happens here? Actually, you don't take the Ryanman. Why? I don't know. Maybe you're just feeling the Shanpon. I don't really care either way. But if it does backfire you, then I will laugh. Okay, okay. So he gets a quick ROM. Nothing you can do about that. Unlucky for us. Another Kyushu. That's totally fine. Now, this is a Dama hand. Dama Pinfu. Right. So one thing, if you watch my games, when I have a hand that I know that I'm never going to call it. For some reason or another, I'm never going to call it. What I do is I instantly kill these honors. Right? So not even the Chun, I instantly kill the Haku to stop people from drawing it. Right? And actually you can see here, he does have the Haku in hand. So if I had cut Chun here and he draws the Haku, I would be punished. Because I know it's closed, I just instantly cut this to try and stop a potential pawn. It doesn't really matter that much. It can matter. We'll see if it does here. You're actually giving him a lot of time to draw. It doesn't happen. That's fine. Alright, most of the time it doesn't matter. And now you can keep it as a safe tile. That's fine. That's fine. It's a really nice hand. We would love to be able to call it now. In the end, we do manage to get rid of all the honors and not draw any terminals to make it a callable hand. Ooh, hold on. I guess if you're not calling it. Okay, fine. Keep the Dora. Keep the Dora's fine. 8. Let's go. Okay, but I think we lose this because we are unlucker dogs. Very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Very sad. Very unlucky. Very sad. Oh well, that is what it is. Actually, not that bad because it was a run on first place. So we actually have a small chance to get first place because of it. Actually, it wasn't the worst. But it would have been better if we had just summoned that shit. So it's fine. Be thinking of calling here. Beautiful. Is that... Which way do you call this? Sure. Cut 1 here. Right. We don't need safety. We need speed. Be as fast as possible. Be as efficient as possible. Right. If you draw the 8 pin, you backfired. In the end, it doesn't matter. Right, but 1 mana and then 8 pin was like better, just in case you backfired. Which you don't, so it didn't matter. Well, it didn't matter, right? Because you would have done 1 and then 8. However, if you had drawn this like here, then you would have backfired, right? Not really drawing anything around what we need. Nice. Tenpai. We wait on the Shan Pon. But the 7 is dead, so we're waiting on the 8. I don't like this. We should wait on the Kanchan here. Is the 7 dead? No. Right? Your 7s are dead. You're waiting on 2 tiles. You can hover over them and see this. Whereas if you cut the 8, you're waiting on 4 tiles. Bad boy. Bad boy. Not good. The question is though, do you get punished for it? And I think probably not. I don't think that's what happens. Oh man, do you push this? Do you push this door? Jesus Christ. I mean, you do have... Let's take a look at these last critical moments. Do you push the Dora? Yes. Because you push everything. You're not in danger of falling to 4th, so you push everything. Yep. Yep. You're just pushing for 2nd or 1st place. Just push. Push everything. Okay, we get fucked. GG. So overall, Bertella, very, very well played. I must say, congratulations. Very well done. There were really not any major mistakes at all. You had a few minor things, but it didn't matter in the end, right? A few minor things where it didn't matter or I got BTFO'd. So well done. Very happy for you. You've redeemed yourself. And you didn't get the double 4th like I expected. Okay. We'll leave it there. Well done, Bratella.